It's the Fifth Mascot. There was Gapper and Rosie Red and Mr. Redlegs and whatever that other guy's called.
Big baseball head.
Big
baseball
and then there's us.
We.
The Fifth Mascot.
The collective.
With PG O'Keefe from WCPO.com. I'm Ken Broo from WCPO.com. WCPO and...
You're from a lot of things, Ken.
That's what we stand
You're
for.
You're well known around these parts.
Yeah, right. All right, the longest winning streak of the season. They've won 4 in a row.
This long?
Yeah, 4 in a row. And I'll tell you what, it's like I'm sitting on a feather. I couldn't be any happier for this team.
You who called this team a bunch of dead men walking.
Dead men walking.
Last week.
Right.
Yes, indeed. I think there's moments to really celebrate over the last week, and some exciting stuff from not just the regular contributors, but you got guys like Skip Schumacher pitching in.
Right.
Zach Kozar picked it up a bit last week. Billy Hamilton's coming on.
4-game winning streak. You realize this is not the Bengals, this is the Reds.
In a young season.
4 games, PJ, 4 in a row.
I'm taking the good where I can, and I think that is justified. Take a look at the standings here.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, there's some room between first and fourth still, but
not a lot not between fourth and fifth and sixth, or is it?
Hey, there's a lot less room than last week. The Reds were sitting not pretty at all at 23 and 29 last week, and really there wasn't any inch of promise. You got that. The only trouble is now, I guess, we need some help.
Did you see that home record?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I did.
Well,
everybody else saw it. You saw it too, right? I don't think we need to talk about it.
Here's the problem. A year ago, you had the Pirates and the Cardinals and the Reds. They were arguably the 3 best teams in the National League. Now, maybe Milwaukee and St. Louis, everybody is waiting for them to awaken. But you can't say, no.
I think Milwaukee's for real.
4 games.
I think I know. Hey, only 50 games in. We got time. 4 is a good percentage.
Right, sure.
Milwaukee's for real, I think, and St. Louis is St. Louis. But you look at the rest of the league and standings. We're stacked up against a couple of teams that I think we can take. And you got a Dodgers team that comes and goes. You got a Giants team that we proved earlier this week that they are not invincible.
Right. And this is the good news, too. The last count, there were 38 games left between the Reds and division's opponents. Cubs, Pirates, Brewers, Cardinals. 38 games left, by my count.
That's a lot, and there's ground to make up. This baseball means it's time to move on. We're going to talk about some of those guys that have been contributing and helping this particular winning streak, the big winning streak. Mr. Todd Frazier.
I like him.
Yeah, leading in every statistical category for this team this year.
Do you know he eats breakfast at the same place every home game? The day of every game, he eats at the Bluebird in Norwood.
No kidding, the Bluebird.
Every day he eats there.
You just tipped off
the Bluebird in
thousands
Norwood.
Of fans.
They ought to advertise with us.
They're going to be swarming that restaurant. Mr. Todd Frazier leads the team in every statistical category. Now, it helps that some of the Reds stars in much of these categories, average and RBIs and home runs, have been on the DL. But Frazier has stepped up in their stead, and not just on the field, but over the weekend, after that woeful 3-hit loss to the Diamondbacks on Friday.
You have to say which one it was when you say 3-hit losses.
You need to be sure. Sorry about that. Corky just got a little excited. Actually, he got upset about that loss. Yeah. Todd Frazier called out his teammates. He came out and said that they were just going through the motions. And anybody who watches a television set or listens to a radio call, you can hear it from the announcers that recognize it. You can see it in their faces.
Do you think players laugh at that when they see that? I always think when a player says something like that, the other guys are going, okay, what is, fine, Do you think really and truly that Joey Votto or Zach Kozart or Ryan Ludwig listens to Todd Frazier?
I think because of the role he's taken this year, even though he's still, by MLB veteran standards, a young guy, he is absolutely justified in calling them out for how he's performed to keep this team somewhat close to contention and 500.
Well, to me, he's the biggest surprise of the season.
Yes.
Pleasant surprise of the season.
And I give him all the credit in the world for it. He is absolutely a leader on this team.
I agree with it, too. All right, so your boy, Tony Cingrani, goes on the mound 2 nights ago. And statistically, it would look like it was a good start for him. But he gives up those back-to-back home runs. They were batting practice pitches. So how could this, I'm interested today how you're going to sit here and defend Cingrani yet again this week, please.
The angry lefty. This is a sophomore slump, and I don't think anybody can refute that. Once you got a guy who goes through the majors a couple of times around, you're going to get scouted. People are going to start to see your pitches. They're going to start to see how you pitch them. Right. And Cingrani's by no means a guy who's trying to keep you guessing. He's trying to blow you away.
Right.
And inevitably, we're going to have issues like that. You compare him to the other guy in the rotation here. As
comparison.
But you get closer to Matt Latos coming back. And while Alfredo Simon has been tremendous in Latos' stead, we need bullpen help. And you're going to sit here and tell me.
But the bullpen only matters if the starting pitching is okay. You deliver a game 5-1 to the bullpen, you know this team's not going to score 6 runs.
Inevitably, you need somebody to pick up the pieces. Whether it's 5 runs or 3 runs, you're going to get to 100 pitches. Very few complete games happen, specifically on this team. We need Matt Latos back.
PJ, here's the problem with Cingrani. Okay, the problem with Cingrani is he goes through an order twice, and they figure him out. They did it last year, they're doing it this year. Homer Bailey did that. For like the first 3 or 4 years the guy was in Major League Baseball, he'd go through an order twice, they'd figure him out. There's still some of that going on with Bailey. Cingrani hasn't figured out that you got to make not in-season adjustments, but in-game adjustments, and that's why he got tagged for those 2 home runs last night. The Giants traditionally aren't a great home run hitting ball club.
The same can be said about Simon. He hasn't been a starter in a few years. People are going to start to figure him out soon, and you can see that in his numbers.
I'd keep him out there until an if.
So the guys like Cingrani on this team who have come on in the last few years, they're bred in a certain way, and you get players like him, not in free agency, but by grooming an appropriate team.
Right.
And the man responsible for that grooming is one Walt Jocketty.
It's draft week too, we should point out.
That's true.
Major League Baseball draft was
That's correct. A lot of young guys about to have their dreams made, or perhaps
shattered.
Shattered indeed. So Mr. Walt Jocketty, he's got a lot of flack because he's we've talked about this last week. He's pigeonholed this team with a lot of big salaries. Can you say that Walt Jocketty has taken this team past the point of no return for the next few years at least? And is that a result of his doing, or is this still underachievement on the field?
Let me ask you a question. They're going to need a left fielder after this year because they're not going to re-up with Ludwig.
Yep.
Who in the organization is going to play left field?
At this rate, I'll throw Brian Pena out there, sign him for another 2 years.
No, you're not going to throw him out there. He's a mule. You can't put him out there in left field. If you're going to do that, you would have left Yonder Alonso out there. And speaking of Yonder Alonso, the first draft pick that Walt Jocketty had when he came here, knowing that he had Joey Votto, his first draft pick is a guy who can only play first base.
Well, you look back at that team. Jocketty came in 2008. 2008 to the Reds organization. The lineup change from 2007 to 2008 was drastic. You had guys like Scott Hatteberg batting 3rd in the lineup, which he had no business doing. But you started to notice that nucleus come together. So whether you dispute some of his draft picks or not, he has collectively formed what is the most reliable guys on this team. That's in Brandon Phillips and Joey Votto.
Who's going to play left field next year? Who's going to play shortstop next year?
Skip Schumacher.
Who's going to play second base next year?
We can put Chris
Phillips
Heisey.
Isn't going to be here.
Chris Heisey should still.
Chris Heisey is.
The team.
I'll tell you what. A philandering husband has been given more chances than Chris Heisey's been given, or vice versa.
Tell us what you think. Hashtag Fifth Mascot, FIFTH MASCOT.
See, the problem, PJ, is they've got good pitching. They don't have a position player that even remotely ready for Major League Baseball above the single A level.
Somebody new to the team who has come on is a position player, and wasn't by nature a center fielder, Mr. Billy Hamilton.
Yes,
he's learned that position.
He is.
There's one, and he's frankly got the skill set. Naturally, physicality.
Kind of like you.
Yeah, we can run pretty close in competition.
You can run with the big dogs.
It's a good race to first base. Mr. Billy Hamilton is there, but you know what? First, before we get to Billy, we're going to talk about him in a second. Our compadre, numero tres, on the team here.
They still kept him after those first 2 weeks.
We kept him around, Mr. Satin.
Or after 6 o'clock, Mr. Satin.
That's true, and in fact, this particular weekend, he was playing Mr. Smooth. Mr. Satin was out and about looking for some love. We can go ahead and take a look at that.
What's happening? Mr. Satin down here at the ballpark with the Fifth Mascot, and I'm looking for a date. Would you rather go on a date with Jay Bruce or me?
I'm sorry.
Well, hold on. Before you answer that, I would pick you up in a limousine. Okay, what do you think? What do you think?
I'm
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Before you answer,
Okay.
we're gonna get in a hot air balloon next. Whatever you want to do. All right. So what do you think?
Those are too dangerous.
So you choose me?
Um,
If you could go on a date with Joey Votto
Yeah.
or me, who would you take?
As much as I really like that jacket, though, I feel like Joey Votto.
Hold on before you answer. Joey Votto is going to show up on a little tricycle, right? I'm going to pick you up in a hot air balloon. I'm going to descend down to the ground. What do you think? What do you think?
I like tricycles.
All right. So hear me out here. Hear me out. He's going to take you to like Ruby Tuesdays. I'm going to take you to like Jeff Ruby.
Joey Votto.
Who would you rather go on a date with? Zach Cozart or me, Mr. Satin?
I think I'm gonna go with Zach.
Zach, hold on, baby. Zach, here's the problem. Full body cast. Can barely make his eyes out, right?
I think I'm gonna go with Zach. You know, he plays MLB.
All right, I gotta put on the game face. And so here's the thing. I'm gonna pick you up and Kit, the Knight Rider. Remember that show?
No.
Who's your favorite Reds player?
Joey Votto.
Would you rather go out on a date with them or me?
You said it wasn't gonna be a hard question.
Exactly. Well, hold on. Before you answer that, he's only got a Greyhound bus pass, right?
Okay.
And he left his wallet at home. And I am going to pick you up in a jet boat, and we're going to go rolling down pretty fast down Ohio. So what do you think? What do you think?
You know, Joey Votto is Canadian, and so am I. So.
He has no wallet with him.
But he has his face.
He has a Greyhound pass. I don't know.
Well, Greyhound has Wi-Fi now, and that's
What?
me and him taking selfies on Insta. I'm good.
So how about you?
I'll come on the boat.
Yes, we heard it. Boat. We're on a boat right here. Ow! Go Reds! Go Reds! Go Reds!
You literally have no dates, right?
Hey, after
None.
this past weekend, we're good.
You found someone that likes a boat. Big Mr.
Yeah.
Satin joins us.
Apparently, Wi-Fi is a draw.
That's right on Greyhound.
Considering love,
Wow.
I was unaware.
Who knew?
Greyhound is
That
just,
was-
you can't find a ticket now for Greyhound.
You can't get that on Megabus.
Mr. Satin, as you're out amongst the Vox Populi, what are you finding the attitude of Reds fans is at this point?
I tell you what, they're still optimistic. I mean, there's still a lot of people down at that ballpark who want to see Reds. They want to be entertained. They want this team to do good. You know, I think now we're going to see them getting up earlier and going to the Bluebird. Is that right?
Bluebird in Norwood.
All right, yeah,
So, but I mean, you were listening to what PJ was talking about. Why does this team have no life? They won 4 in a row, and this whole town is running around here like Johnny Bench just suited up again.
Well, hey, I would like to say last week I called a streak, and the gods.
I know.
from above-
I mean, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to get into what you do
Okay.
personally
All right,
without
all right,
Clovis,
all
but I just
Sure.
4 in a row, and it's almost like this is like a World Series.
We got to root for something here.
Who's we? You got a
know?
mouse in your pocket? Who's we?
Well, hold on. Yeah, you know, I mean, I think we're hungry here. I think everybody here wants to see a winner. You know,
he has a mouse in his
what's
pocket.
I think he does. For the record,
I can check.
Devin Mesoraco, in many ways, is Johnny Bench incarnate. So what
Oh,
you say
stop
is
it.
not
We're
too
already
far
there.
off right now.
Stop it.
It's not too far off
Oh
right
my
now.
God, this thing has gone.
You heard it from me.
30
Your
seconds.
first 2 months.
Johnny
Oh, man.
Bench, Devin Mesoraco, the only
love
you
it.
should
Compare the
mention
numbers.
Devin
Mesoraco.
Mesoraco in the same percent as Johnny Bench is that Devin Mesoraco is not Johnny Bench.
Give him,
That's the
give
only
him some time. Give him some time. 333 batting average.
Right,
It's been
so,
up
okay.
around 400.
So,
9
yeah.
home runs,
So good.
27
so
ribbies.
That's what we're
130
rooting for.
at bats. He's
This
now
is all
Johnny
in
Bench.
29 games, too, by the
Oh,
way.
my
Give
God,
29
rescue
games.
me.
Mezzo,
He's the man.
he's got all the potential in the world, and right now he is the equivalent of what Bench was for a lot of years.
Let me just
on
say,
these Reds teams.
Mr. and Mrs. Mesoraco don't think he's the next Johnny Bench.
In the first 2 months of
good.
this season, there is a
Looking good.
vivid
It's on
comparison.
crack.
I can assure you.
I love it. He's looking good.
Mr. Satin, we were talking about Billy Hamilton before you went out asking
now
the
you're
ladies
talking.
a few questions.
Yes.
Billy's stepping it up. I mean, he had a big night just the other night, 3 hits. He's
Yeah.
up to 267. He's looking more and
So
more
good.
like a lead-off hitter. And the best part, as we mentioned last week, is that everyone is deathly afraid of him
That's
being
right.
on first base.
Oh yeah. I mean, I love watching these pitchers just freak out and throw the ball into center field. I mean, that's happened a handful of times just this week. I mean,
Tim Lincecum
it's
looked like a
awesome.
second grader
He did.
throwing to second base and first base.
you know, not to bring up my childhood, but once that happened to me and I was
Do you look like that? Did you look like
you
that?
know, if you were,
Fierce.
I have bigger calves than that, but I think other than that.
Right.
But yeah, you know, once there was an overthrow, I can remember being on second, and I got thrown out at third, and they threw it in the outfield.
Really?
It was an exciting play, though.
You know what? What it is?
Billy-esque.
It takes every pitcher off his game, which I think is the number one thing you want to do if you're a hitter is take a pitcher off his game. Now you got a guy on base that's taking a pitcher off his game. I think he's exciting. I think he's wonderful, and I think he's proven that he can at least acquit himself at this level. I don't know how well he's going to hit this year, but he's hit a lot better than he did the first month of the season.
Rhythm is incredibly important on the mound for any starting pitcher, and Billy definitely disrupts that, but you still have to worry about he's having this ebb and flow where he'll get 3 hits one night, and then he'll strike out 3 times the next night. So once we can start seeing some consistency from Billy, I'll feel a little more confident in calling him the official number 1 leadoff hitter that this team can possibly have right now.
Yeah.
There are some substitutes out there that you can argue could fit in his place and still produce. But Billy's coming around.
On this team,
Skip,
really?
Skip
Who'd you-
Schumacher
Yeah.
he's got a good eye at the plate. He's a fastball hitter. If you got guys like Brandon Phillips behind him, you're going to need somebody out there to just slug away. Chris Heisey could do the job as well.
Here's what's going to happen. All right, if this team's out of it, they're going to trade Phillips because he's a 10-5 guy at the end of the year. Schumacher's going to be your second baseman, and it's going to be Hamilton, Schumacher, and then everybody else. If they don't trade Phillips and they're in it, Schumacher remains a bit player. Billy Hamilton's your leadoff guy. You're not going to put Skip Schumacher leading off for this team unless you absolutely have to.
I agree. Billy Hamilton's got a cape.
What are you okay today?
Time will
Are you
tell.
all right?
You're making Corky angry.
Corky's
He's
fainting from
upset.
some of the stuff you're saying.
You're
Upsetting the
making him
myth
angry.
over there, the man, the
like
legend.
Corky very
Who do we got? We have the Phillies in town this weekend, right?
The Phillies come up. The Dodgers are on the plate, which we just came back from an unfortunate West Coast trip with them.
Phillies stink.
The Phillies do stink. You could argue there's some you can see some underperforming guys in the Phillies as well. Guys like Cole Hamels aren't as bad as his stats suggest. But
Well, they're in town forever now, aren't they?
yeah, this is a nice
Longest
homestand.
homestand of the year, I think 11 games.
Like a summer vacation for the Reds. A lot of Blue Jay Cafe.
But just think,
right.
I haven't
I'm
seen the
looking forward to
rotation yet but you could get Lee and Hamels, you could get Kershaw, you could get with the Dodgers
Yeah,
that
coming
one
up.
guy I can't pronounce
Coming
his name.
up, we got Herron, Beckett, Ryu, and Greinke, all of which are excellent pitchers. And so, going back to this 4-game stint here that the Reds put together,
So they missed Kershaw.
they missed Kershaw.
Oh, good.
But really, with the Dodgers, it's tough to come by any of those guys.
That Ryu guy was good.
He was very good. Herron being sort of the weakest link, I suppose.
Yeah.
You gotta wonder about consistency there because this is some good pitching, and the Reds starters, frankly, with the way this team is playing, have to step up to match going forward.
I think, and nobody cares what I think, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think if
We
they
care, Ken.
if they spit the bit, as they say in horse racing, in this series, it's over. You're not. I mean, this is your longest homestand of the year.
Yeah.
You got to make hay. They should have done better against the Giants. They didn't. They can't afford to take 2 or 3 of Philly. I got to sweep Philly and take 3 or 4 from LA. Because I'll tell you what, the Brewers aren't going away. They are not going away.
The month of June is critical.
Critical.
I think we can start panicking when we get to the All-Star break.
Panic now.
Um,
Everybody can panic.
I'm thinking this Sunday, everybody out there in
Just start
Reds
panicking.
country. No, bring the brooms out. I'm thinking sweep.
What if they lose the first 2?
Just bring the brooms.
Bring
There's
the
going to be
brooms.
something
Yeah,
to
bring 'em
clean
out.
up.
Just
Bring the Swiffers too. Bring the
Yeah.
Swiffers and the brooms.
Yeah, that's
Some
it. That's-
Hot mops,
sweep.
you know, whatever
There
it
you go.
takes.
Yeah, this is. I mean, Cingrani got smacked around by the Phillies, didn't he? And the Dodgers. That's a good team. I'll tell you who I like to have Matt Kemp. I know they can't afford him, but I'd love to have him. He's not going to come here because he's a coastal guy. He's dating
Big
some
market
singer
guy.
again. Who's the singer he's dating now?
Not Taylor Swift. I don't know.
No,
who's
he's
Taylor
dating some
Swift.
big time singer.
Yeah. Speaking of the Dodgers,
Dodgers.
somber week this week in baseball,
Yeah.
as you both know, and as you all know, Mr. Don Zimmer, Western Hills pride, passed away, 83 years old. Was a star shortstop for the Brooklyn Dodgers way back in the day. Played alongside the great Jackie Robinson and many others. Truly going to be missed in baseball. He was around for a long, long time.
You know, I'm going to remember Don Zimmer for. I mean, he really. I mean, you're right. He had a great great high school career here at Western Hills High School, played Legion ball. They had a great Legion team when he played. I'm always going to remember Don Zimmer for at 66, 67, taking on Pedro Martinez and going after that guy. Now he got body slammed. And shame on the rest of those Yankees who didn't come to his defense. Those guys were just, they were just shameful for not coming to him.
This was post-flip.
What's that?
This was post-flip after Mr. Martinez single-handedly.
Look, are you okay, Don? You okay? Is that Clemens over there on the left side?
Oh, yeah.
I believe it is.
That's
Right. This is 2003.
Why did any of those guys not go out there and just pound Pedro Martinez into oblivion?
I mean, some sort of karate kick, some judo chopping.
He's out there fighting for you. Torrey's sitting on the bench looking like he's some sort of brilliant guy. Go out there and fight for your guy.
And that group of Yankees was not the most well-liked cast of characters. Let's be honest. That was in the midst of the empire, with the Yankees winning World Series after World Series.
The other thing I don't know about Zimmer is Zimmer was Billy Martin. I mean, he was his bench guy. When he quit when somebody got fired. I forget who it was. He was the bench coach. He said, "Screw it. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna stick around for this." It might have been when Torrey. No, Mattingly was his bench guy there. Yeah, I don't know who it was, but he was a loyal guy, good player in his time. Although a lot of us don't remember. He met Babe Ruth.
Wow.
Played with Jackie Robinson, and coached Derek Jeter.
That's
How
full
about
circle.
that?
That is full circle.
How about that?
Of any
That's
baseball
a century
career.
of
Really brilliant guy. Will be missed, absolutely.
Manager of the year, right? Cubbies, I think. 89?
With the Cubbies.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, because
true.
his buddy from Cincinnati, Jim Fry, was the general manager and hired him out there.
That's exactly true. And, he was another Western Hills product.
He was,
Yes,
yeah. What a
that's
great school that
and,
was.
Yeah, Mr. Pete Rose as well. You can keep tacking on the
Rose.
Western Hills dynasty.
Eddie
That's-
Brinkman.
Cincinnati baseball.
Yeah, lots of pride out there.
Yeah.
So tweet us your favorite
Tweet it.
Zimmer memory, Zimmer perspective, Zimmer thought.
Right.
Again, hashtag Fifth Mascot, FIFTH MASCOT. We're gonna miss Donnie.
Yeah.
I am. I love this show, Fifth Mascot. I just do. I got a feeling that maybe next year will be like the fourth mascot, because we'll send.
Losing one?
We might send Mr. Satin out to put a hit on Gapper.
Reds Rally
That's
Pack.
right. We're coming
Reds
for
Rally
you.
Pack. Look out.
Right, you might put a hit on Gapper, huh?
do it.
Mr. Satin. So this season's been up and down, right?
Yes.
You know, we keep plugging in these different scenarios as to what could have happened if this person stayed healthy and this person came on, and if we re-signed
Right.
this person.
That's kind of like what if Napoleon had B-52 bombers? It'd be all different, right? Everything would
Wow.
be different.
It's
He'd have
not
a
an
belt. He
unfair
wouldn't
comparison.
have to hold up his pants. I mean, it's like, who knows? But
Maybe we wouldn't be wearing pants today.
I'm
It's
not.
true. All because of Napoleon. Take a look at our red libs here. We tweeted this out earlier via the WCPO Twitter account, twitter.com/WCPO. Fill this out for us. See, we're gonna share some comparisons last year. Lots of
Homework.
stuff. Mr. Satin,
great.
what's yours?
I love this.
What's yours?
Well, I don't get a chance to think about it.
No, you just gotta go on the spot.
Man,
It's better
noun,
that way.
person, place, or thing.
If
Well,
This is like Wheel of Fortune. You have
Noun?
30 seconds.
so, give us a noun there, Mr. Satin.
a thing. How about red legs?
All right, verb.
That's an action word.
Yes, action word.
Fight.
All right. And if, preferably a baseball player here.
Noun. Let's go with Latos.
Good. I was hoping you were going to say Jack Hanrahan or Hanahan or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys chime in. I
all
need some
right,
help. I'm running
if
out of
Matt
nouns
Latos
here.
with Brian Price pitched
Pitched. How about something like swimmingly?
swimming. I'm sorry, I'm being too
Swimming.
literally.
Right. There we go. That would be something else.
If,
Adjective,
how about this? If Marge Schott lived,
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We're getting deep now.
hang on a second,
Oh boy.
and if the true creature was healthy.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, here we go. You ready for this?
Yeah.
With Pete Rose eligible. And then I got to have a noun there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you some consonants if you want, if that helps.
With Pete Rose.
That's a tough one.
Wait a minute. If
So.
whoa. With Pete Rose coaching Jay Bruce,
Oh,
and if
I put Bruce.
hang on
there
a second.
again.
Hey, hang on a second. And if Bruce could hit
Yeah.
during games, then the Reds would be awesome.
That's so true.
That's
All
it.
right, nice job.
We'll fill that one out for you.
Yeah. Well, let's know what you think.
Yeah, please, absolutely fill that out. I think that does it for us.
We're sick of forking us,
This
but we're
weekend.
back next week.
Yes, we
all
are.
right.
Thursday.
Fortunately.
And previous show are on demand. There's only been one, right?
That's right, they are.
So this is the second
WCPO.com.
one. They're on demand at WCPO.com, but we stream live every Thursday at 2 o'clock and only on WCPO.com. For Mr. Satin and for PJ O'Keefe,
Don't miss us.
I'm Ken Broo. We'll see you next Thursday here on WCPO.com with the fifth, soon to be fourth, mascot.
Maybe.
Put out there.